Okay, so my heart is beating out of my chest. And I think it's because I've been going through some things that I wanted to share with y'all. So hopefully you guys receive a message from this because it's like a part of my testimony for real. Um, so I took notes. I've been taking notes like all month, trying to prepare for this because I overthink everything. But so this weekend, well, first let me introduce myself. If y'all are new, I'm Tiffany, and I am a 4K leader here on Legacy Empire. And I've been in this business for over a year, I think. Yeah, a little over a year. And this is home. Like, I love it here. I never would have ever guessed that I would do something like this ever. But God answers prayers, literally. And this has been everything that I didn't know I needed. I'm already about to start crying. Oh my God. So when I came into this business originally, I was in a toxic relationship with an alcoholic. And when I tell you guys that, like, I would be on a Zoom and he would hang on. Okay. He would it was like something in his brain would like activate, like the devil would literally just take over, and he would yell about a pot being in the pan, or about why am I even doing this? Why do I have to say affirmations every day? It proves how shitty of a person I really am if I have to say affirmations to myself every day. That I was gonna fail, that I would never be successful in this. And you guys, when I tell you it was so hard to stay focused, but it's this business gave me something to focus on. Like, it was kind of like I had to not like prove to him anything, but like prove to myself, because everything that he said before I came into this business became my inner voice. So I thought so low of myself, and I started to believe those lies that he was telling me. So this gave me like an outlet. And I started to slowly build up those boundaries and build up my confidence. So my whole point of this Zoom was to talk about intentional boundaries, because that's something that I heard about boundaries before, but I never practiced it for myself. I didn't even know how to do it at all, because I've always been a people pleaser. And being with somebody like that, who is narcissistic and struggles with an addiction, you lose yourself and you lose the love for yourself. And there's so many nights that dinner didn't get cooked, or none of my errands got ran. Oh yeah, Morgan, I know so many people have told me about that book. I probably should definitely read it. Errands never got done. Like, we would spend so much time arguing that, I don't know, I just completely lost myself. And there was one Zoom that I talk about all the time, and I'll remember it forever. And Britt was saying something. I halfway was able to listen, but this stuck out to me when she said, if there's anything in your life right now that is no longer serving you, whether it's a toxic relationship or whatever it may be, you gotta love yourself more. And I swear I say this all the time, but that right there, like, clicked for me. Like, you know what I mean? Other things, obviously, like, that just completely ended it. But also realizing that I had to be that example of setting those boundaries and being intentional with my peace and my focus, and what I taught, like the standards I have for myself as a woman. That's what my daughters are going to embody as well. Everything that we do, they're going to do it also. Like, like KK said tonight, literally everything, like when I'm getting ready and I put on a necklace and earrings, I noticed how my oldest daughter will go in her room and get in her jewelry box and start putting on jewelry too. I put on lipstick, she's putting on lipstick too. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I want to be like you. So literally everything we do, they are gonna become what we are. So it's so important to be intentional with what you want to be, like the person that you want to be. 6 years, 3 years was long enough for me. And I'm still battling with that though. Like I was saying, just this past weekend, we're trying to co-parent and it'll be good. Like we'll have a good day. And then he'll go back home and then it's just, I just don't even know. And I'm catching myself. I'm trying not to argue back and I'm trying not to react. And because he knows my triggers. And I find myself screaming until I lose my voice again. I find myself crying and defending myself always when it doesn't have to be that. So I have to give myself grace when I do slip. I have to give myself grace when I'm not always intentional and that I'm realizing where I'm messing up, realizing where I can improve is growth. That's the goal. That's the goal that I've achieved. Just the fact that I even realize it and I know, okay, I've got to do better at that. That is my goal for that day, is my reaction. That's the only thing that I can control. The only thing that we can control is ourselves and what we choose to do. So another thing that I wrote down was most successful people do the things that unsuccessful people won't do. So I hate folding clothes. Not that that's going to determine my success or not, but that's a habit that I need to break, because I'll just leave clothes piled up until I need the basket again. Then I dump it, then I use the basket, and then I've got clean clothes and then a pile of dirty clothes. And I'm noticing that my daughter does the exact same thing. I cannot preach to her and tell her to fold her clothes, and she's looking at me like, okay, like, but you don't fold yours. Like those habits, I feel like in a way determine how you do everything. Like if I procrastinate in small areas of my life, I'm going to procrastinate in the bigger areas and it not be a big deal to me, because those procrastination habits is just a part of and it's not who I am. But I also see it in my mom. She procrastinates on everything. She is so inconsistent. She sold Mary Kay, Avon, Young Living. She has done everything for no longer than 6 to 8 months. And now she's doing life insurance, which I'm like, Mom, like, that's great. So what are you doing for your business every day? She's like, well, when I get off work, I'm tired. So I lay down and then I just watch my shows. And I'm like, okay, well, she's like, I know what I need to do, but I procrastinate. And I'm like, okay, well, how far has that gotten you now in your life? Like, you're still kind of in the same situation. And, I every single day, I'm like, I don't want to be like her. I do not want to be like her. So those are the things that I have to intentionally change. Like when I'm laying in bed, y'all, like sleep is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. So to wake up at between 5 and 6 a.m. to work out or do some sort of yoga, or even to just write down affirmations before, because my desk is like right here from my bed, like boom, arm's length. Like I can literally just scoop into my chair and clock in. But that's unhealthy. Like, obviously I need to take a shower. I need to brush my teeth. And then I'm like, well, on my break, I can go brush my teeth. It's fine. I'm not nobody's face. No, that's unhealthy. Like, that's disgusting. Like, no, Tiffany, you gotta do better. So I can't hit snooze. So what I started doing is once that first alarm goes off, I count backwards from 5, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm up like a rocket ship taking off. Like, I just got to do it. If I continue to hit snooze or I continue to procrastinate, even with just folding clothes, and that's going to pour over into other aspects of my life, into my business. I don't always want to do IPAs. I'm like an introverted extrovert. Like if I know you, then I'm going to talk to you. So starting conversations and keeping conversations going is so hard for me. I can start a conversation all day. Like, sis, you're killing it. You're great. But to keep that conversation going, I'm like, okay. It's like my inbox is full. I just don't want to deal with it right now. Like when it's like overflowing, I'm like, I don't know. I just want to put it away and hide it, like let it pile up like my laundry does. And then everything's piling up and I'm not getting anything done. And then I've got all these messages and then I've got all these things to respond to. I've got all these clothes to fold. So that's why it's so important to just get it done. Like, just don't make excuses about it. Because if you pile it up, and give yourself grace, like obviously if you can't get your whole to-do list done in one day, then put it over to the next, but don't keep putting things over to the next. Like, what I've started doing is that one thing or few things that I didn't get done, I put it at the top of tomorrow's list. Like, okay, I'm not moving on to the next thing until I get this done. And I'm not perfect. Like, I swear, I'm like not a perfect mom at all. I feel like I fail every single day. Like, I fail when I react to him. I fail when I'm still in the same narcissistic cycle with my baby daddy. And I failed because I got 2 baby daddies. I failed because I dropped out of high school. Like, I failed because I yell at my kids too much. And like, I actually like said cuss words at my daughter last night. And I feel like a terrible mom for that. But I have to give myself grace because I am not perfect and I am only one person and I am the chain breaker. And God would not give this battle to me if I wasn't strong enough and equipped enough to achieve and be successful in what my assignment is. So whatever your assignment is, you have to understand that it's for you and you have to keep going. Like, no matter what, it doesn't matter how long it takes in this, you would just have to keep going. Like, I'm claiming 12K by the end of December. Like, I set a date on it every single time. And I know that no matter what, it's going to happen for me. Like, y'all, my baby daddy had the worst stuff to say to me, like last week about my business, saying that, I just don't even want to repeat it because it's not even worth that energy. But I had to pull over because I have PTSD from the relationship with him. Like, I had literally had to pull over because I couldn't breathe. My chest was caving in. And like, I couldn't even see to drive because my eyes were like tunnel vision, because I don't know, it was like a panic attack or something. But I'm going to see what happens if I don't give up. Like, if I just keep going, no matter what, if I don't care if I'm in this for like 10 or 20 years, like, I'm just going to keep going because I've made so many connections and this is home. And y'all, this saved my life. I cannot tell y'all, this time last year is when I made the decision to leave. And if I had not have been in this business, I would have been stuck there. And I don't even know. Like, I just don't even know. Whew. My sanity needed this business. My life needed this business. My kids needed this business. Their kids needed this business. Like, I can't even say it. First, I was like, I wish I would have said yes a long time ago, but my mindset wouldn't have accepted it like I accept it now. I wouldn't be as grateful as I am now. I had to go through that season because when I left him, y'all, I remember this apartment just wasn't comfortable to me because this wasn't the home that I had planned for us. And I remember sitting in the bathtub. I didn't even, I couldn't even eat because my whole life crumbled. Like, this was the man that I was going to marry. Like, no matter what, I wasn't going to give up on him. I was going to give him the love that he never had. I was going to fix him. So sitting in the bathtub alone with these kids and hearing y'all say y'all's affirmations, that's what got me through, because I couldn't even say any for myself. Because I was like, why am I even still doing this? Like, I'm a single parent. I have 2 baby daddies. I live in this apartment and I'm 30. Like, what the hell am I doing? I don't deserve this business. I don't deserve to do this. That's what I was telling myself. And to hear you guys every single day, that's what got me out of bed. That's what keeps me going, is y'all continuing to keep going. Y'all's fight is my fight. Like, y'all's success is mine. You know what I mean? Like, we are all in this together, and I need y'all. I need every single one of you to keep going. Okay, I think I'm done. Wait, let me check my notes. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I don't always share this like on social media because like his family follows me, and which I mean, I let them vicariously see Tamari through social media. So whatever. So I don't always share all of that because I know if it gets back to him, it would just be an argument. So I kind of like vaguely talk about it in a way that people can relate. But you guys, like showing up as you is so important. And I didn't know who I was until I got into this business. And I love y'all. I didn't know who I was. Like, I feel like I can honestly say that this business helped me figure out who Tiffany is, and to be able to look in the mirror and love myself and be able to speak confidently, even now. Oh, thank you. Even just to show up in stories. Like I was that person on social media that was super private about my life, like barely would show pictures of my kids. And then I got off of social media for like 4 years. So I was completely just like, no, I didn't want people to know my business. Like I'm very private. So to share wasn't comfortable at first. But then realizing how many people need my story. They need me to show up as me. They don't need me to show up as Krissa or as Tisa or as KK or as anybody else. They need me to show up as me. And that's what attracts my people to me. Like I've had people come on my team and leave, and that's okay, because I always pray every single day, remove what is not for me and bless what is. And I'm going to attract what I'm ready for. I'm going to attract my people. And I've made connections with people that, you know, they may or may not be in this business with me. They may or may not use my products, but it's about being a blessing no matter what. Sharing who you are, sharing your story, confidently being you every single day. It doesn't matter what anybody has to say about how you talk or your accent or how you sound, because I used to hate how I sounded. So I was like, I'm not even going to listen back to my life because I just hate how I sound. Fuck that shit. I don't care how I sound. Like, if you don't like how I sound, if you don't like any of that, like, then why is you watching me? That's how I feel. So I'm going to be me no matter what. I cuss, whatever. I had somebody in my inbox one time talking about, maybe you shouldn't say so many cuss words in your stories and people would like to watch you. Well, bitch, you in my inbox. So what's up? Like, hey, sis. I mean, you watching me, ain't you? I was like, sis, you can unfollow me. It ain't nothing to me. She was like, I'm gonna pray for you. Thank you, girl, because I need it. But I'm just, show up as you. Keep going. I need y'all. I love y'all. I think that's all I have.
I don't have anything else to say, but does anyone else want to say anything? To Tiffany, to anyone, to share anything?
Jason. I do. What? I just want to say, Tiffany, that you are fucking amazing. And I will tell you, I'm a cussing friend too. It's fine. But yes, it takes a lot of courage and guts to open up and get vulnerable and personal like that. 7 years I did that, 7 long years, and it breaks you. It completely breaks you physically, mentally, emotionally, and just all the way around. And I've only been here for 14, 15 months, but I have literally seen so much growth in you, and you are a lot to me. You literally have helped me so much, and you all don't even know it. So when you say like we have to show up and we have to share the real us, like that hit me, because me and Krista were talking earlier and she was like, the only thing I can tell you is get the hell out of your own way. And that's what we have to do. And, you know, I struggled with addiction and I kept that for so long behind closed doors, but I've been opening up more about it. And like with your story, we have to open up because there's other women out there that need it. They need to hear it. And so don't ever not share. I promise you that that's what we have to do. Then you're beautiful. I love you. And that's only what's made you stronger. That's all.
Thank you. I love you so much. And can I also say, y'all, like, I became obsessed with this. Like, and only because this was like my therapy. Like, that's why I work out as hard as I do. Like, I will literally be doing push-ups and crying. Like, I hate that motherfucker. Fuck him. I hate him. Like, but I'd rather do that than sleep, because that's what I would do when I would be depressed, is I would just sleep. I didn't want to do anything else. I just wanted to curl up in a cocoon and sleep. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck that shit. He doesn't deserve this power over me. That's how I couldn't get the baby weight off because I was eating and sleeping and crying. That's all I was freaking doing. And yeah, wow. Like, oh, and Candy, he definitely regrets it. Like, but never. He could never, ever. I think about it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, well, let's try. And then he does some stupid shit. And I'm like, yeah, nope, that's why.
LaShira, did you have something to say?
I was just going to say, look, I know where you're coming from when it comes to people looking down at you because of the words that come out of your mouth, because I am the biggest cusser ever. I mean, like, I don't know if you've seen it in the text, but I've got it tatted on my arm. And the first thing that came out of my mom's mouth was, why would you put that on your body? Well, that's how I feel about cancer. I mean, why else would I put it on my body? So even my mom was judging me, but you know what? Nobody's here to judge anybody. The only person that can judge us is the Lord up above. And girl, you got this. You came a long way. I've been there, done that. You're speaking words that I went through for many, many years. And I am so proud of you. And the fact that you were on here crying, that tells us that you growed. Because girl, look at me. I was crying last week. It happens, but that's because we're growing. And that's what this community is doing for us. I'm so proud of you. And just know that you're not alone.
Thank you. Krista, I love you. Thank you so much for allowing us to like step into leadership roles and like grow and lead, because this is so uncomfortable, but it's so necessary, and it's all because of you. So I appreciate you so much.
I'll start with me. Anyways, I love you. Does anybody else have anything else to say?
Y'all, I'm gonna be drunk crying on Saturday, just so y'all know. I love y'all.
I ain't coming. Never mind. I'm not coming.
At 10 o'clock, Tiffany.
Yes, I'm gonna be drunk by 11:30. What you mean?
I support the movement.
I got
We going all day.
Tisa said, if you're the first, I'll be the second.
Hey, somebody's got to go first, but I will fall in line.
We jumping out the car like in Texas.
Can I get a designated driver back to the football field?
I may need to have someone take me back to Morristown, or Tiff, I'll spend the night. I don't know.
Stay the night. Yes, slumber party.
Tiff's already having a slumber party Saturday night. You might as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love y'all.
I love y'all. Does anybody else have anything to say before I stop recording?
Candy.
No. All right. I love y'all. I put in the chat, Tiff, I feel like you took your power back tonight. I don't know. I feel like you just kind of put it out there, took your power back, and now it's time to, like I told Morgan today, I was like, I don't know what, the only thing God is telling me right now is to get out of your own way.
I
And
agree.
I feel like that's the same thing with you. So
I kind of let life bury me a little.
we all do. Mhm.
So yeah.
I love y'all. Have a good night.
Love you guys.
Bye.